Hello everyone, today we're trying something a bit new. I am obsessed with artistic inspiration. I collect it like a hoarder. If there's a game I like and if they've sold an art book, I will add it to my collection. I've got massive Pinterest boards, and whenever I play a video game, especially if it's got a photo mode, I'm taking pictures of everything. And what I usually do is I collect my references into a PureRef file. PureRef is a really cool piece of software, by the way. A lot of us in the Blender community use it to collect references and analyze them. But this is something I've always done alone. Now, recently I've been playing the new Indiana Jones game, so FYI, this may contain some spoilers for that. But on the screen, what we're seeing here is as I've been playing, I've been collecting just some amazing lighting and texture references and all sorts of stuff that I might like to try and recreate in the future in Blender or with my own work, especially with my resource products. The artistic effort that goes into games like this is absolutely insane. So I thought I would try something, a bit of an experiment with a video. I've been recording myself while I play some of it, and I thought we could just sit down, have a chill time, and we can hunt for the inspiration together. And then afterwards, I will make my PureRef files available for my patrons. So if they also want to have a look at the screenshots in detail and see the things that I found interesting and then maybe study them for future artwork, then I think that'll be nice. With that in mind, we're going to get into it. And then in the future, hopefully, maybe I can do some content that incorporates some of these references to put Blender and my own skills to the test. So yeah, sit back, have a nice time, and I will see you at the end. When I look around the environments like this, I'm just always struck by the attention to detail that the artists get to put in. I do wonder when the people work on these games, do they, go to the locations and take references themselves, like for museums of the time period and just buildings of the time period? I think so. Like when I've seen behind the scenes footage from games, I've seen that's the case, and that must be quite a fun little venture for developers to do. Believe it or not, display cases are actually something that I do want to work on, but I'm not sure whether the time period type of display cases are something I would like to recreate. But the lighting, however, I do like. So when I look at something like this, I think, okay, how could I take something somewhat stylistic and time period and turn it into something a little bit modernized? So I'm going to take a picture here, wait for the dialog to finish. So Control-Alt print screen will take a screenshot of just my main monitor, and then I can paste that in. So this is how it works. I'll take a picture of something I like, and then I'll shove it into a PureRef file so I can access it later. Let's carry on. I may be interested in doing some kind of statue sculpting pieces. I'm always interested in trying to make things look historic. I've seen people do all different kinds of degradation effects, especially in geometry nodes, and particularly for fracturing objects. So I wonder if the developers who made this game took photo scans of real things to represent them accurately. I mean, this does look realistic to me. This kind of basaltic stone. I'm going to take a screenshot of these just because if I was to do some kind of fake sculpting for historical statues, then I'll keep a copy of that. So here we go. 2 things. All right, let's continue moving through the game. Oh, this is quite a nicely lit room. This gives me a slight Dishonored vibe as well, because it's this kind of time period, 19th century style. It's got a nice vibe to it as I just kind of listen to the ambience. Occasionally there'll be a bird that chimes in. I'm going to take a picture of this one, capture that vibe for later. It does also give me some ideas that if I'm doing lighting demonstrations, if I want to do a room a bit like this, just to show how powerful a single light source can be. Having a strong light coming down and hitting the floor there is going to give us a bunch of bounce light as well. So when I look at a layout like this, I think, yeah, these are nicely kind of decorated elements. If there was no furniture in this room, it would be a great demo scene to try things out in and to also test different materials. So I'll keep that in mind. That's also quite a cool drawing there. Nice diagram. I will take a screenshot of this one. All right, let's continue. Out of my way. Nice. Again, the effort that goes into doing these fake events and really graphic design for things that aren't real is great. It's always interesting looking at fake brands and also how people take real brands and then misrepresent them for licensing reasons. So, how many variations of Coca-Cola have you ever seen in a movie and a video game? But these must be fun things to piece together as well. You finally get to use every different type of font you never get to use usually in graphics design software. Again, I might be interested in doing a pack of fake brands in the future. I know that's something other artists have done. I want to have my hand at it, so let's do that. Store that for later. Hindu Sculptured Idols, British Museum. I love the shot here of the corridor with the busts there, the bronze busts on the side. Nicely placed for the lighting, especially with the frames as well. Maybe I'll get a bit closer. It would be nice if this game had an actual photo mode so I can adjust the field of view, but apparently there is a camera that I'll get a bit later on from what I've heard, taking a screenshot of this. I've always thought that using the camera in a video game, especially if there's a photo mode, is fantastic practice for doing 3D artwork because video games give you a sandbox, like a playground, to test different camera angles and compositions, so it can help you kind of get attuned to what looks good when you're doing your own artwork. That's why I've taken the screenshot here rather than kind of all the way back down here. So this is someone's office. Nice little details like a ticking clock. A little bit dark in here. There are so many drawings on the walls. Again, I'm not sure if any of these are real or whether they've been made by artists on the team. Maybe it's a combination of both. Damn, I wish I could see this drawing more in the light. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Nice. So yeah, this room, really pretty. Great for like texture reference as well. I don't often see white wood planks in artwork and video games. So this is a nice example of how they could be used. Oh, the outside as well. That kind of feels like home in a way. This is set in Connecticut, but this reminds me of England. The architecture. I wonder if I can get over that, get a closer look. It's very bright and overexposed. We might be able to go out there sometime, but yeah, I'll take a picture of this room in a sec. Oh, like an old brass radiator, but I've never seen one that style before. I wonder whether that's authentic or made up. Regardless, I'll take a picture of that too. See, another game I wanted to do this with was Dishonored, and more specifically Dishonored 2, because I love the 19th century style of things. But this has also given me a lot of good content in that regard. So they're trying to mimic a lot of different styles with the artifacts in this game. I think this would be more like Spanish, South American. They must have taken inspiration from like so many different sources to, you know, make things as fine and detailed as that. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. Nice, interesting verdigris on the bust. This reminds me of my modular metals work and reminds me that I need to update it. So maybe I'll take this as a reference, or of a texture reference, so I can have a look at that later on. Who's that? Jefferson? I don't know much about American history. Ah, conveniently placed pendant. Nice texture on that as well. Saving.
Let's retire to your office and figure this out.
Yes, let's retire to the office. Oh no, this is a change of mood. Lovely though, much older architecture. Ooh.
I'm just a tourist, pal.
Get wrecked. But wow, okay, look, the lighting of this. What is that up there? I think that's where we're supposed to go. Again, lighting for game design. This is actually quite a good example of how lighting draws the eye. Let's take a quick screenshot. So look at this. There's something to learn here for your artwork as well. We've got several cues helping to guide the eye of the player so they know where to explore. First of all, we've got the bird poo markings on the building, along with the actual bird moving around, making noise to draw your attention. And then the light draws you up, lined up with the stones, line up with another item, and finally a marker. It's basically foolproof design. If you're an idiot playing this game, you know exactly where to go. We're also caged in. But art-wise, that's a good indication, kind of teaches you how to design pieces that draw the eye to a focus point.
There we go.
Oh, texture reference here on the wall. So we've got a combination of bricks. We got a little bit of like a mortar-y grunge between the bricks, and also some bird poo. Oh, nice. The subtle blue lighting in the atmospheric. The brick texture on the wall there. We have some depressions as well, so it's not all consistent. So there's a combination of geometry with material as well. I take a quick lighting shot here because I love the fortress here. Just seeing a little bit of those faded architectural details along the top. Great. So I believe this is a stealth section. Give me a bootle. Nice. Some fluttering around the light. Nice particle reference. That's something you can do with geonodes now. Chain link fence. Quite generic though. I don't need to pick that up as a reference here. Door. Ornate details on the door. That's pretty cool. Nice for sculpting. A lot of different varieties of textures in here. Don't mind me. Down we go. Tempted to throw this at his head. I wonder if that'll do anything. But no, I'm not that brave. Oh. It's like a lower church. Or chapel. Maybe I'll be able to get a better look at that further down. Lovely faded like frescoes on the side. I want to get a better look at that. Oh, oh, this is a World War II vibe. Here's a funny thing, I've recreated a radio like this here in the studio. Because I've got, you know, an antenna-based radio, but because of where I am, it's hard to pick up the radio waves. So the lower part of this studio blocks out the waves, and the higher part can pick them up, kind of, but it's always distorted. So I put it in a place where it intentionally gets this distorted sound to make it sound like post-apocalyptic radio, which is quite interesting. Chapel of the Condemned. So this is what I want to take a picture of. Let me put down the violin. First of all, a nice small shrine here. I don't really see many rests like this. That's cool. With the upholstery as well. Nice brick arch. Control-Alt-Print. Thank you. Next up, we got the faded frescoes on the wall. I love the texture, how it blends in. Again, given the volumetrics, it's a little bit faded in here, but that's just the style. Adding you to the collection. Let's take a bit of a better look at this texture work close up. This is supposed to represent paint fading off. We got some more flaking areas, and we got some more color faded areas. It would probably be better for me to get a reference of actual faded frescoes, but I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. There we go. And finally, an altar. It's maybe quite interesting soft lighting, single light source, but I think that's a little bit too simple, so we're going to move on. Ooh, interesting. Let's give this guy a bonk.
Turn around.
No way the other guy didn't hear that. That could be interesting for an idea of how to blend rock into a stone building, but it's a bit too dark. I love like the lighting and coloring on this. They have done a good job here. You can see how they've tried to combine different stone and brick styles, which is representative of, you know, different ages. Lovely. Guardhouse key. Thank you very much. Nice bit of verdigris. This looks like the same kind of material that was on the busts. What are you looking at? Come on, I've got to find some cool things. Oh, this. Wow. I like that. Had to take that quickly so I don't get spotted. Just something about this, you know, the light hitting that, got some nice complexities. Again, this is quite a good example of something I've spoken about on my lighting videos on the Blender Holt channel recently, is that if you put a lot of detail into modeling something art-wise, you don't need to light everything. You feel like you want to because you've put so much effort into all the details, but sometimes it's better and more valuable just to light certain areas, and if the eyes want to drift and explore, they can. But again, it's just a really good demonstration, professional like level design visually. Don't turn around. Just gonna bonk you on the head quickly. I apologize. Oh, that was not the head. Okay, this is a much better place to have a look at the different texture styles for different brick and rock areas. So it's something you'll notice a lot if you live in an area that does have a lot of historical landmarks. So I come from London, right? And we've got the Wall of London, which is Roman, so probably the same time period. And one thing that's really interesting is when you look at that wall, you've got all these different layers, but they look super blended together. But it's all different types of brick and stone and materials that were available in the different eras. How did that guy not see me? I'm just standing here spouting rubbish. Imagine me actually being here, just speaking off into thin air. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, I'm going to take a quick screenshot of that, just here, as a nice material and possibly lighting reference. That's really nice as well. Now you are really generous in terms of your line of sight. You should have seen me hours ago. Achoo. Looking back, that's quite pretty. Again, all of this light direction is great. So the light here pointing at the door, we know we've got to go there, but if we have a look at the fresco on the wall, this may not have been intentional, but the face is lit. That would be a lot harder to do because that's a directional light. So whether that was intentional or not is interesting. Anything around here? Oh, that's quite nice. Here, another shot. Cobweb. Light, moths, the moon peeking in, and further down we have likely one of the Vatican buildings. Let's take you as a screenshot. See, we're building up quite a nice collection of inspiration now. Is this chill? I have no idea how this video is going to come across. Hopefully it's maybe relaxing or interesting. Wow, okay, so this is a different angle of where we were. And I like this again. So again, artistically, we've got various focal points that we're drawn to. Ah, episcotti. No, I said I try not to pronounce things. Oh, wow, check that out.
Nice view.
Yeah, well said. Very pretty. There you go, saving that. That's a lovely skybox as well. Nice clouds. Very well done. That baby looks like he's got a future in accounting or something. I shouldn't say that. My mum's an accountant. Oh, it's worse than that. My mum's my accountant. Okay, now this is a different style. This is way more like medieval. It seems kind of weird and boring, but I kind of want to take a picture of that. Or maybe here, just because the ceiling style as well. It's quite iconic. Way too dark though. I'll take it here. As a reference, it might not mean much to a lot of people, but I think geometrically, it's quite interesting. More biscotti. A dog! I'll go see if I can pet the dog with a broom. I like this framing, so don't mind me. Wow, pretty vines along the top here. I love this style. But now we also get a pretty view out to the Vatican as well. Wow, look at that. Let's grab that from here. Oh, even this down here. Looking down, busts, different stone styles, vines. Oh, hi. Don't mind me, just some weirdo taking pictures of literally everything. Excusez-moi. Oh, I found an umbrella. Now it's time. Watch out, lads. The Brits are here. Oh, but I want to pet the dog. Is it a German Shepherd? Okay, never mind. It will kill me. Oh, inconspicuous fascist box. Now, feels a bit weird taking this as a reference, but it's kind of interesting style of box. So style-wise, I'll take a picture. Yeah, it is interesting. It's like a decorated militarized box. Interesting for a game prop. Another bust. Sublime. Alright, so here's the thing. I think we've taken enough references from this part of the game, so let's move on. Okay, interesting cannon. Gonna take a picture of that one. This reminds me of some cannons I saw on the Mary Rose, which was a Tudor warship. Okay, nice. I quite like this here as well. Nice bit of greenery, a little bit of fire, nice pathway, very directed.
It's all mine.
Can I throw him over? Will it let me do that? Ole! Oh, no, I want to get to the Vaticano.
Is that you?
Antonio.
If you don't mind me, I'm going to take a quick picture of this hallway. Very nice. Yeah, the texture work that's gone into this, I do find impressive because they're considering layers upon layers of materials when doing this. So I imagine they probably took lots of image references when they were researching. But yeah, you love to see it. So I think that's where we'll leave it for this particular episode. But my God, there's a lot to investigate. The same radiator, both in Connecticut and here in the Vatican. Interesting. Is that appropriate or is it like a lazy reuse of assets? I wonder. But anyway, that's where we'll leave it for this episode. All right, so that'll do for the hunting inspiration video. If you don't like this kind of content, that's fine. But if you made it to the end, then hopefully you did. Like I said, this is just the kind of thing that I do in my free time anyway. So if there's anything in here that other people can learn from as I'm playing through the game and taking out snapshots of what I think are interesting, then all the better. So if you made it to the end, put some kind of coin emoji in the comments. Like I said, I'll be making this available to my patrons, so you can sign up as one if you like. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.